Hi YouTube family, it's your friend Ashwani and welcome to Let's Share Solutions. Today's video is about negative thinking. A very common question that has been asked on my channel, on both my channels. I hope this video will help you. This video can be a little bit longer. And also I would like to say that if you are doing something, if you are at your workplace, if you are maybe in your college or you're busy doing something, I would strongly recommend watch this video again when you are at home, when you have no other thing to do, because this video will really help you. I really truly believe that this video will really help you, and I hope by the end of the video you will be able to get rid of all your negative worries, negative thoughts, and lead a positive and successful life. Also, I know all the tips will work because these tips are not just random thoughts Googled. I do not Google these tips. These are real things that I've tried in my own life. Of course, I read a lot of books and I listen to a lot of speakers like you're listening to me. But all these tips are the ones that have helped me in my life, because I've been through a very tough time in my own life. And I was trapped in negative thoughts. So I was able to get out of that negative thought chain. And I know this works. It works for me. It works for a lot of people. And I'm sure it will work for you. Now, the first thing that we need to understand is what is negative thinking, and why do you want to get rid of negative thinking? Why are you watching this video? Why do you want to get rid of negative thinking? What's the harm in negative thinking? Well, the problem is not negative thinking. The problem is what the negative thing does to you, what the harm, the ill effects it has on you. That is what is the problem. Physically, mentally, whatever problem that you face, whatever thing that affects you, you want to get rid of that feeling. You want to get rid of the outcome, the side effect of negative thinking. And that's the reason why you want to get rid of negative thinking. So that is the thing. You don't want to get rid of negative thinking. You want to get rid of the problem the negative thinking is the problem it is creating in you. And I must say that you are better than a lot of people. Why? A lot of people, they have negative thoughts. They are always talking negative. They think negative. And they don't want to get out of that negative feeling. They don't want to think positive. They are happy with that negative thought chain. They are happy with that feeling of, they are always complaining, always having negative thought. They don't want to get out of it. They think, that's how it is. That's how life is. And that's what they need to do. You want to get rid of negative thoughts? I want to congratulate you, because the biggest obstacle in getting rid of negative thoughts is the realization that you want to get rid of negative thoughts. Understand this point, because you want to get rid of negative thoughts. This was the biggest obstacle. You've already crossed that obstacle. People who cannot get rid of negative thoughts are those, especially those who actually don't want to get rid of negative thoughts. They are happy with that. They enjoy that. Or they think life is all negative. They think life is a bed of thorns. That's what they call. A lot of people have this kind of feeling, and that they live with this kind of attitude. And that's exactly what happens with them. So I would like to share a story with you. When I was in college, we had this gang, and there was this gang leader, not a gang that used to fight, but a gang of some very nice guys. And one of them, the gang leader, I used to call him Ghayal. Ghayal means someone who has been defeated in a war. But it's a very poetic word. Ghayal. We call it someone who is defeated in love, someone who has had a breakup. That's why we used to call him Ghayal, because he used to always read poetry of breakup, poetry of how someone left him, how he was heartbroken, and how life is cruel, life is so bad. So this was his attitude, and he had this own gang of 3-4 guys, and all these guys, they used to always listen to these poetry, sad poetry. And this gang leader, He used to share, we had no YouTube at that time, so he used to share those cassettes and CDs of ghazals, those sad songs, and they used to listen to those sad songs. They used to have all these poetries and all sad things, negative things. They enjoyed it. They really enjoyed it. There is fun, there is enjoyment in thinking negatively. You know that, isn't it? But now that you know it is harming you, you want to get rid of it. So I once sat with the gang one day, and I said, I asked them, okay, tell me something about your story. What's your story? Because I've been a writer all throughout my life, so I used to enjoy listening to people's stories. So I asked them that, I asked one of the guy that, tell me about your story. What happened with you? Tell me about the girl who ditched you. Tell me about your heartbreak. Tell me. I really want to know. Now he looked at me, and then he looked at the other guy. The other guy looked at him, and I actually came to know after that, almost all of those guys never had a breakup. Forget about breakup. They never had a relationship. They just enjoyed being in that mood of breakup. And I can tell you, if they ever get into, I don't know where they are now, but if people like them ever get into a relationship, they would truly want to have a breakup because they enjoy that feeling of breakup. They enjoy that negative feeling. So I just wanted to share this story with you because a lot of people enjoy negative thoughts. A lot of people enjoy negative. They enjoy it. They like to listen to sad songs and all. I want you to get out of that. I want you to understand that thinking negative thoughts is not going to solve any problem. You have taken a decision. Now work on it. Work to get out of it. Thinking negative thoughts, there is a lot of background to it, how it affects your life. Everything that you do, every word that you say, every action that you take, and every result that you get in your life, it all depends on all the kind of thoughts that you think. So obviously negative thinking is harmful, and you know it. So this video is going a bit longer, but please bear with me. It will really help you. I really want to give most of the information in this video so that I don't want to make a short video and just give an information and go away. No, I want you to actually watch this video till the end, and this video should actually change your life. I hope so. Now I must admit that I understand there are problems. You might have a real problem in your life. Maybe you had a real breakup. Maybe you had a real problem in your life. Maybe you are facing a real problem in your life. So I completely understand that. I'm not saying that all the problems that people have are imaginary. No. I understand there can be real problem that you're facing in your life. And maybe you have faced a problem in your past, or God forbid, but maybe you may face a problem in your life in future. So we should always be ready for that. So we may have difficult times in our life. I personally faced a very bad phase in my life. For maybe an year, I was in depression. I'm not saying that all the worries that you have, all the tensions that you have, all the worries that you have, all the negative thoughts that you have are imaginary. No, they can be real as a physical problem. It can be like a headache or a physical thing. You actually know it's a problem in your life. I understand that completely. I'm not denying that fact. But I want to say, you can get out of it. You have the power. You have the capability. People have come out of worst phases in their life. So, first thing you have to understand is that you can get out of it. And not only you can come out of it, you can come out as a winner. Now, I'm sure we all understand this fact that negative thinking is harmful. Just like junk food or smoking or any bad habit is harmful to us, negative thinking is also harmful to us. Now, until and unless junk food or smoking harms us, a lot of people do not stop it. People, till the time they do not get a disease or they do not suffer physically, they do not stop their junk food habit or their smoking habit. That's unfortunate. In the same way, people keep on thinking negative, blaming others, there are problems, but why do complain? Why do you have negative thoughts? People keep on doing that till the time negative thinking starts affecting them. And when it starts affecting them, then they decide, okay, I need to stop it because it is affecting me physically, mentally, in all areas. There are a lot of diseases in the world. And do you know, just because of negative thinking, more people die than from deadly diseases. We are finding cure of deadly diseases. What about our own mind? What about negative thinking? What about the worries that we have? People dying because of that also. Now, it has been proved that smoking kills. So everyone who is wise, stop smoking. In the same way, we learn from others, mistakes of others, or researches done by others. In the same way, if I tell you that negative thinking kills, negative thinking can give you deadly diseases, be wise, learn from others. Why do you want to experiment on your own self? Why do you want to get that disease when you know there is a disease? People die from negative thinking. People get diseases because of negative thinking. So just be wise and stop doing it. Okay, so all this explanation that I gave you was a part of the solution. It's not that I'm just trying to scare you. Whatever I told you is a part of solution. To understand the problem completely is a part of solution. So now we will come to the actual things that you can do. But understanding the background was also equally important. So what's the solution? How can you get rid of negative thinking? First thing, understand that negative thinking is just like a habit. Just like a habit. Like you have a habit of waking up late, or a habit of anything. Habit of speaking in a different way. People have habit of abusing. They use abusive language. So that's the habit. Like sometimes when I make the videos, I do like this. And when I edit, I don't like this. This is a habit. I don't know if it's a habit or it's the heat here. So people do things as a habit. In the same way, negative thinking is a habit. So first of all, you need to understand how to get rid of that habit. How to get rid of any habit. What can you do to get rid of any habit that you have? Stop doing it. Just stop doing it. That's the first step. But it's a difficult task because this habit is related to your mind. And mind is a very dangerous device that we all have. So how to get rid of this habit? I would like to change what I said. Don't try to stop it. I mean, obviously ultimately you want to stop the negative thinking, but don't make an effort to stop it. Don't try to stop. What you need to do is, whenever you start thinking negative, be aware of that negative thought. Watch yourself. Okay, now I'm thinking negative. So my mind, which has a habit of thinking negative, is now thinking negative. Now, watch yourself, thinking that negative thought. When you watch yourself, you will see that negative thought will come and it will go. So you don't stop it, it will ultimately be stopped. But if you get involved in it, then you will get into that chakravyuh, that circle. You will get into the vicious circle that you will start thinking negative. But if you know and if you see yourself thinking that negative thought, you will see that the negative thought will come and it will go. Let it come, let it go. Don't try to stop it. What you can do, interesting thing, what you can do is make fun of yourself. The next time your mind starts thinking negative, let's say it says you go somewhere, someone does not talk with you the way you want them to talk. Someone makes fun of your anything, your clothes, anything. And you start thinking negative. Instead of replying, instead of saying anything bad to that person, you're actually thinking in your mind and you're getting to the negative zone. Just try to make fun of your thoughts, your mind, and try to say, for example, your mind says, look at him. He said this to you. Now you tell to your mind, Look at him. He said this to you. What you're actually doing is, do this inside in your mind. What you're doing is you are making fun of your own mind. What you're telling your mind is, you have again started. I know. Again you got into that negative mode. You're talking negative now in front of me. Okay, think negative, think negative. I'll see how much you can think. And then that negative thought will go away. And you will enjoy that moment. Because I'll tell you that there can be negative things, there can be negative circumstances, negative people around you. But thinking about that negative incident, thinking about those negative problems will not solve that problem. How it will be solved? I'm coming to that point. And another way to stop or get rid of a bad habit is by adding a new habit. So if I want to get rid of a habit of overeating, I need to get a new habit of eating good food. In the same way, if I want to get rid of negative thinking habit, I need to start a new habit. What could that new habit be? Something opposite to that. Try to have a new habit of finding good in every situation, finding good in every problem, finding good in every person. There is always something good in every person. There is always something good in any situation, no matter what happens with you. God and life is not so bad. No matter what happens with you, you can always find something good in it, some lesson from it. Try to get this new habit. Whatever happens with your life, instead of thinking negative, try to think, what is the message here? What is the lesson here? What is good here? This is a new habit. It will take some time. But when you get this habit in your own self, in yourself, you will learn new things. Everything that happens in your life will make you a better person. And then another habit is, try fasting. We have this culture here in India of fasting. It is more about the mind than religion, that how you can control your mind or your body by fasting. So what you can do is, if your mind is constantly thinking about negative, it is giving you reasons for all the negative thoughts it is thinking, you can say, all right, my dear mind, let's not have a single negative thought for one day. After one day, you can think whatever that you want. You can think all the negative thoughts, but I'm just having a fast today. So for the next 24 hours, I'll not think any negative thought whatsoever. Just try to do this fast. And after the fast, you will see the results. And the results that you will see, I want you to experience that result. I don't want to tell you what will happen. One thing that you will understand is that you can live without negative thinking. That's a big realization that you will have. And there will be a lot of benefits, a lot of good things that you will observe. I want you to try this one day, no negative thought fast. And I want you to share the results with me. And also try to share this with others, your friends, family. Try to give them this thought that they also try this no negative thought day and see what happens. Everyone can benefit from this. And I would also like to tell you, this is something extreme for some people, but you will ultimately, when you get on the path of positive thinking, when you get on the path of self-improvement, you will understand that this is also good. You can try this now, or you can try in future. It will really help you. And what is that? Try to not watch any negative movie, negative songs, negative news. Avoid all these things. A lot of news that we have today, because negativity sells. Therefore, 90%, more than 90% news are all negative. And I'm sure the world is not 90% negative. How come the news are 90% negative then? Because people like watching negative news. People like negative thoughts. So try to avoid watching negative news. You can watch news, but don't try to watch repeated news, negative news. Try to know what is happening in the world, but don't get into that negative news habit. So stop negative movies, negative songs, negative sad songs, and all these things. Try to stop them, because your subconscious will get negative thoughts from these input that you're giving in your own self. I've told this already in my previous videos. For maybe 2 decades, I haven't watched news. Now that's my life. I want to enjoy my life completely. There are a lot of good things in the world that I want to enjoy. And I know everything that's going on in the world. I'm not living in a cave. I know what's going on in the world, but I get all the information without watching these unnecessary news. So you can try this if you want. And finally, a thought I would like to share with you, and it is very much in sync with the channel, why I created this channel, and the name of the channel, Let's Share Solutions, also has a resemblance to that thought. And the thought is this: darkness cannot be removed by fighting. Darkness cannot be removed by complaining. We cannot fight with darkness, complain about darkness, think about darkness, and do all the planning about and criticizing and everything about darkness, talking. We cannot, if we write poetry on darkness and this and that, all these things when we do, it is not going to remove darkness. No matter how much you do, no matter how much effort you make, no matter how much time you give, darkness cannot be removed this way. The only way to remove darkness is to light candle. Candle is just symbolic, is to just bring light. As soon as you switch on the light, darkness will be vanished. You don't have to think negative. You don't have to fight. You don't have to worry. So if you can get rid of darkness without complaining, without worrying, without negative thinking, just by switching on the light, then why to do all those things? Simply switch on the light, get rid of darkness. So all the problems in your life, you can get rid of all the problems in your life without negative thinking. I wish you all the best. And yes, I make regular videos for you on various topics. So if you haven't subscribed, do subscribe, because life's too short. Come aboard.